Hello, welcome to this week's How's the Market, Pensacola. It is Christmas week. It was also Star Wars week last week. This past weekend it opened, and we had a fantastic client event. I'll show you a few things here. We rented out an entire theater, had some folks that were dressed up, had a good time, got some photos, caught up with a lot of clients, a lot of friends, and more importantly, raised some money for charity. Check this out.
Hey, Josh, Kristen, I know you guys could not make it tonight because your child had the event at the school, and I know, Josh, that's bugging you, but I wanted to let you know this group actually was able to raise over $1,000 for a secret place. You guys do an awesome job, and we just wanted to kind of say thank you. Thanks, guys.
Anyways, I could go on and on and on about Star Wars. I got Baby Yoda turning into Yoda. Wearing now, that's one of my Christmas gifts. I'm a dork. It's okay. We're not here to talk about Star Wars, although I could for hours. We're here to talk about real estate. Let's go.
I'm a man on a mission.
My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there and
Don't need no permission.
I want to help you get to actual truth. Don't you just want the truth? Okay, so as I do every week, I always start the show off with this slide because this gives us our baseline for what we're looking at in the two counties. If we have between 6 and 7 months worth of inventory, we have a neutral market. Greater than 7 months is a buyer's market, less than 6 months is a seller's market. What the slide doesn't show. Greater than 9 months is considered a hyper buyer's market. Less than 3 is considered a hyper seller's market. Let's take a look. First one, Santa Rosa County, and it's the same thing. A hyper seller's market, everything under $500,000. And if you look now, the 150 to 200 is less than a month's inventory. That has got to change soon. That has got to change soon. I think we will see some stuff come on the market at the first of the year. Some people are waiting till the first of the year. It's the week of Christmas. But I want to show you this. This gives you a good baseline as you look into next year on what things do when the market does pick up. So as we get to this beginning, as we get to spring, what type of marketing is going to change? If this goes from a hyper seller's market to just a seller's or maybe even a neutral, what changes? And what do you do that as a buyer? As a buyer, what do you offer? If you're in between 150 and 200,000, there's less than a month's inventory and things are selling at 100%, 99 to 100% of value. I've got some listings in that price point and I'm getting offers at 90%. I'm not getting it. I don't understand it. Okay. 50 to 100, there's 1.5. There is a number that's messing this up because it says that some stuff's selling at 3%. And that's just not true. So I know there's a number right there that's a little messed up, but it's still the inventory. Everything under $500,000 is a hyper seller. Everything under $650,000 is a seller's market. So the majority of Santa Rosa County right now is in a seller's or hyper seller's market. We do have, for the first time in Santa Rosa County, a buyer's. Now, it says anything greater than 9 months is considered a hyper buyer's. This is right at 9 months, so I would call that. So your ultra luxury actually has gone down from just a buyer's and actually a neutral, because the last couple of weeks it was at 6.8 or 6.9. We've got a little inventory pop up there. So we've got some stuff that's put a buyer's, and some would even argue a hyper buyer's price point in Santa Rosa County for the first time in, I want to say, 6 weeks. Santa Rosa County has been a sellers or a neutrals all the way for 6 weeks. So we're just now seeing a buyer's market. And 650 to 700 is right. That's the pure definition of neutral. What do you do as a seller if you're in that price point? Well, you better differentiate. You better differentiate. If you look over here, there's only 10 properties active, 4 of them under contract. These 10 are active right now. So what do I do that separates me from those 10? Because it is a neutral market. And this is what I'm talking about right here. If you look at list to sale ratio, it's 95, 96. So when you get to a neutral market, it starts to go down. You have to be able to negotiate as a seller, and as a buyer, you can negotiate at that point. That's why I give you these numbers every week so that you guys understand on both sides of the table how you have to approach this. Let's take a look at Escambia County this week of Christmas. It looks, again, like everything under 300,000 is a hyper seller's market. And again, very little inventory between that 100 and 200. Much more inventory in Escambia County than Santa Rosa County, but very little inventory there. 300 to 450 is still considered a seller's market. 450 to 500 was a buyer's market last week, and this week it looks like it's just a neutral market. 5 to 550 starting to be a definition of a buyer's market. starting to be a definition of a buyer's market. So we're getting more than 6 months. So it's not quite a neutral, but it's just barely outside of neutral. That's why they got it in yellow. 550 to 600, hyper buyer's market. So you got something right at that 550 point. You're going to have to think long and hard on how to market that, because you have got a drastic difference between pretty much a neutral market and a hyper buyer's market. You're going to need to differentiate. You're going to change up some things. Okay. 6 to 650, hyper sellers. And that's just because we don't have much inventory. There's 7 properties active. 7 properties active. So like I say, an inventory crisis in almost all of Santa Rosa County. Some of the price points in Escambia County, we have an inventory crisis. That's just, there's not that much of an appetite at 650. 6 to 650. 650 to 700 looks like that's a slight buyers. We are a buyer's market there, but it's real close to a neutral. And then 700 plus, we're creeping up on a year's worth of inventory. So definitely a hyper buyer's market. In the ultra luxury, you're going to sell things, if you look, they're selling right now at 93 and 94%. So 5% off of 700,000, what's that, 35 grand? 35 grand. So as a seller, you need to understand that. What is it worth? And what are we willing to take? That's the tough conversations that we have, that I've got with my clients. When I list something like this, I've got 3 that are coming probably in February, all over $1 million. And that's the conversations we're having to have. Hey, this is the value based on the sold comps, plus what appreciation has been gained throughout the city and throughout the county for the year since the sold comps happened. That's a part that you have to pay attention to when you go to list your property. Not only base it off of what was sold in the past, which is what appraisers do, but also base it off of appreciation from that sold. If the last sold right now is in May, we're going back 12 months, the last sold's in May, then I've got to give you 6 months worth of appreciation since May to now. So what is the average appreciation for that particular price point? Well, that's a different formula. I don't even put that out here on this particular show just because that's a whole different formula that we work through. But once you get that appreciation figured out, now you've got true value. Okay, now what are we willing to tag? So I always ask the question when I first started, what do you want? What do you want to walk away with? What do you want to accomplish? It's always what I want to start out with. What do you want to accomplish? All right. I'm not going to go on and on and on Christmas because, well, I got 2 days left and I still need to do some Christmas shopping, so I better get gone. But if you are considering doing anything next year, call me, reach out, leave me a comment here, reach out, send me a DM. I respond to every DM on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm pretty adamant about that. If you put it on any of those, I'm actually responding back very, very quickly. I may be a little slower this week just because it is the week of Christmas, and I'm still doing the show again next week. For the last show of the year, I will be doing the show again, so we can take a look at the last week of the year. I'll also talk about what we've actually seen this year and kind of what we expect to see next year. I hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas, and thanks for watching.
Hey, Shane, thank you.
Hey, Shane. What's up, baby?
Hi.
Hi, Shane.
Hey, Shane.
Thanks, dude. Hey, thanks for being here.
Oh, hey, Shane. Thank you.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Shane.
Hey, Shane, thanks for tickets.
Hi, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Thank you.
We are so excited.
Hi, Shane. We love you.
Hey, Shane.
Thank you.
Hey, Shane. Hey, Shane. Thank you.
Hello.
You say hi.
Hey, Shane. Thanks so much, mate.
I'm a man on a mission.
My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there, and
Don't need no permission.
I want to help you get to actual truth. Don't you just want the truth?